For most people, weddings are a time of joy and celebration. Typically, the most dramatic thing that happens is the bride's great aunt falling asleep at the buffet. But in some cases, weddings, receptions, and even proposals can take a turn towards the dramatic. In this video, we'll cover everything from fights to falls to plain old bad behavior. Trust us, some of these are sure to have you and your significant other eloping. Let's get started. Typically, it's the brides who get labeled as the drama queens. However, there are plenty of Groomzillas out there as well. These two are attempting an age-old tradition of cutting a cake together, but the groom seems to be having some difficulty. Within a few seconds, he starts handling the knife very roughly. He then gets impatient with the woman handing out the cake and grabs it from her hands before pretty much shoving it into his bride's mouth. As a final result, he attempts to spray the crowd with champagne but fails at that as well. His resulting tantrum leaves the kids and the audience crying, and probably his new bride too.
And I can't wait forevermore. I love you.
You're not going to say my son has flaws.
You
can leave.
Perfect.
No, I don't have to leave. That dress you're wearing, we paid for.
Let's calm down.
You're not going to ruin my
You
day.
are not going to say my son has flaws.
Wow.
Everybody has flaws, and that's why I love them. You can leave,
Yeah,
Judy.
like you don't have flaws.
You can leave.
You can get out of my wedding now.
I'm not leaving. That
Yes,
dress
you are.
you're wearing, I paid for.
Vows are an important part of any wedding, especially when you write your own. However, when this young bride says she loves her future husband despite all of his flaws, the future mother-in-law has a meltdown in law. She immediately starts in, and it clearly isn't the first time because the bride immediately asks the woman to leave.
Get out. I'm not getting out. Try it, and I'll have you arrested.
Tony, get her out of here. This is not right.
This is not. Let's respect the wedding.
I'm not leaving.
Just hold your
You
peace.
show respect.
Please,
You
hold
left your
peace.
daughter at 12.
Let's just calm down. Let's say, hey, we don't need this.
This is why.
We don't need this.
I don't want to hear any flaws about my
All
son.
right.
You have the flaws right now because
Are
you
you
don't know how to
kidding?
act like an
I
adult.
have the
You
flaws.
don't know how to act like an adult right
Oh,
now.
kidding. I give that man $500 because he wanted to live high and mighty.
Oh my God.
This is not your day.
The groom does his best to calm his mother, but she simply can't stop fighting with the bride and the other guests. Those are going to be some fun years.
No, but she's not going to have flaws about my son.
It's not about you.
She's in love with your son.
Okay, let us
Accept
continue,
it.
please.
Oh,
Let us
accept
continue.
it. She's using my son.
Heidi, go and sit down.
Let us continue, please. One thing he chose and
Let me take a video.
One of the last things you want to see at a wedding reception is a gun. Well, as we'll see later, that mostly just applies to the US. Speaking of which, welcome to Florida. In 2023, the owner of a wedding venue there got so worried about noise complaints that he pulled out a gun and began pointing it at a wedding attendant.
Okay, let me get my purse. Okay, let me get my purse. Get out! Get out! Let me get my purse.
He even rushed the DJ several times, spilling a drink on his equipment. Amazingly, this wasn't even the first time something like this had happened. Kinda makes you wonder if he's in the wrong business.
You got my purse? I got a video. I got a video of him. I got a video of him. Don't worry. Don't worry. I got a video of this guy in his place.
This stunning clip recently went viral all over China. It won't take you long to see why. This bride and groom are at their wedding reception and are about to give a speech. After addressing their families for a few moments, the groom decides to play a special video. As it turns out, it's a secret video of his new wife cheating with her pregnant sister's husband. Way to ruin two marriages in one shot.
And in accordance with God's will, you do now confess it. We're still good, huh? Please, sirs, leave. Please.
Where do we meet?
Anywhere other than here.
Okay.
This is a solemn assembly, not a photography session. Please move, or I will stop.
This one will have you wondering exactly where they got this priest. He is in the middle of marrying the couple when he decides to go off on a few photographers, warning them that the wedding is not for taking photos. Even the bride and groom seem confused because this is exactly what they paid those people to do.
I will stop the ceremony if you do not get out of the way.
Come to think of it, maybe it would be best if they let priest date, because this dude seems to need stress relief.
This is not about the photography. This is about God.
This video is going to likely freak out most of those watching. The first thing you'll notice is that the guy is pretty good at making that roti. You might also notice that he seems to be repeatedly spitting on the food. Well, that's exactly what he's doing. And no, this isn't some ancient tradition. It's literally just gross. In fact, the man was arrested and jailed due to this incident. It's quite common for people to enjoy a few drinks at a wedding, but this guy really takes things to a whole new level. After harassing both the bride and groom, the man actually grabs a section of the cake with his bare hands and throws it all over both of the newlyweds. The groom, he isn't having it. After taking a pause to let the incident sink in, he decides to serve the drunken guest a nice knuckle sandwich in return for the delicious cake. If you think a single punch was bad, take a look at this. This footage comes to us courtesy of the UK, where a wedding reception went downhill very fast due to some serious misunderstandings. Apparently, one person on one side of the wedding decided to try and get frisky with a few people on the other side of the wedding. As you can see, the resulting brawl sent 4 people to the hospital.
If you're not involved, move away now. Walk away if you're not involved. Simple.
The married couple, meanwhile, wants to sue the hotel for putting out the footage. Oh, and they want to get their $85,000 fine back too.
Calm down. Calm down, everyone. Move away. Walk away. You're hurting people. You're not going to realize die here, yeah? So everyone calm down. There's some serious injured people now.
Imagine you're out in public taking some photos with your fiancé for the upcoming wedding. Then, this happens. And no, that's not what you think it is. Many think the sound is like a fighter jet dropping a bomb, but this footage is from Beirut, Lebanon. In August 2020, tanks full of ammonium nitrate exploded at a port. The resulting blast was so bad it left 300,000 homeless and thousands wounded. Fortunately, these 2 survived, whereas many others did not. Spain is a pretty culturally diverse place, especially when you consider its history and the fact that Morocco is just across the water. Apparently, religious differences came to a head at this wedding when a Muslim man interrupted the ceremony and even tried to attack the priest. I would guess this guy just walked into the wrong wedding, but you'd have to think the massive statue behind the altar would have given it away. Either this is some bizarre cultural tradition, or this dude is the worst dancer in the world. He seems to want to boogie with his fellow wedding guests, but instead, he just picks him up and body slams him to the ground. This doesn't happen once, but twice. It's truly a pretty amazing display, but at least the victim just keeps on dancing. Trigger warning here, because this guy didn't even wait for the wedding reception to end before he started in on the spousal abuse. The poor woman was just goofing off by pretending to feed him a piece of cake, and he ends up slapping it out of her hand like a freaking bear. What a total jerk. I hope she filed divorce papers after that day. Let's keep that same terrible person energy going for this video, which plays out like an extra short version of a soap opera. In some cultures, it's considered fun to lift the bride and groom up so they can put flowers around each other's necks. While the groom seems to have no problem, the man who lifts up the bride seems to be making her really uncomfortable. As a result, he gets a slap in return. After the man's wife chides him for his wandering hands, he slaps her. Lots of love in this room, huh? It's true that your wedding is your special day. However, it's up to you just how special you want it to feel. If you say, decide to dance in the street and block traffic without a single care for other people, you're a special type of jerk. This person filming should have at least started honking to the rhythm of the music.
How you guys doing? Nina, what's going on here?
Yep, you know exactly.
Tell me what's going on.
You know exactly.
Who's this guy? That's not your husband, right?
No.
People seem to be forgetting that everyone has a video camera in their pocket nowadays. So, when the best man walked in on his friend's future bride making out with the bartender, not many excuses were going to work.
You don't look like a husband to me. I don't blame you. That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
James, 3
I'm James. I was the best man. This is Nina. This is my best friend's wife.
Okay.
So are you the bartender?
Not only, but yes.
Okay. That's excellent.
Instead, the frustrated barman just picks up his phone and starts shining his flashlight. Too bad we can still see the bride-to-be's face, and she looks guilty with a capital G.
Well, you guys have a good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Smack ass every chance I get. That's all I got.
Lots of people put great care and love into the vows they write for their significant other. This guy, not so much. Instead of saying something sincere and heartfelt, he decides to mention his love for his wife's large bud in front of the entire congregation.
Is that it? Yeah. Come on, Cody. Are you sure?
The priest even gives him a few chances to redeem himself. He doesn't take them.
I didn't write nothing down.
That's what you're going out with?
That's what I'm going with.
Cool.
We've made it this long.
A loose dog can cause serious chaos at any wedding, but Indian weddings are particularly well known for having lots of long, beautiful gowns, food, and drinks everywhere. This poor bride is doing her best to hold the attacking animal back as guests and attendees try to not slip on the spilled food and other hazards. The good news is that everyone is laughing by the end, so it's likely the dog didn't get scolded too hard.
You're in line?
You guys go.
Are you sure?
We're strategizing. We're ready?
Yeah.
Ever since the movie Wedding Crashers came out, people have become convinced that it's a good idea to sneak into other people's wedding receptions. In this case, a couple of TikTokers get called out really quickly.
We know Nancy. We're underdressed. I know. We came along. Nancy, what's going on?
You can hear the confusion the moment the groom asks the two jokers the bride's last name.
You guys should leave. Go. Get out. Yeah. Leave right now. Okay. No, you're not. No, you're not sorry. You're trying to say you know my wife. You don't even know her. It's fucking funny now, isn't it?
What? We're not starting anything.
Yeah, why would you come in here?
Hey, we're not starting anything.
Yeah, you guys came in here. You were not welcome. Hey. You were not guests. You lied to us.
They're escorted out pretty quickly, and the TikTok feed quickly gets cut off. Doesn't seem like it was going to end up great for them, though. At first glance, this video seems pretty pleasant. We have a stunning wedding venue, a well-dressed gentleman getting down on the dance floor, and some happy reception attendees. Then, out of nowhere, our well-dressed friend is tackled to the ground. He then wrestles with the man, throwing in a quick headbutt before the fight is broken up. But from the looks of things, the tackler might have been an employee at the venue. Is there no smoking allowed? If so, that's a pretty rough way to handle it. Whatever the case, there is literally a lot of alcohol involved here. Speaking of alcohol, here's yet another example of a person having way too much and deciding that the entire wedding reception should be about them. This older man is just trying to sing a song, but the wasted individual keeps trying to grab the microphone from him. Finally, the singer has enough. He decks the drunk reveler right in the kisser, sending him crashing to the floor.
Bravo, bravo, bravo. Lasciate per la tua Bravo.
He then gives the man a stern talking to, but it's likely he's not awake to hear it.
Apparently, supposedly, your food had cannabis inside of it when your guests eat it. Did you guys authorize that?
I have no idea.
Right. Where are they at, over here?
We'll stay with them while they're here.
Hey, are you guys with the catering? You guys with catering?
Yeah, we're just putting stuff away.
Yeah, don't put anything away yet. You can take that back inside, bud.
Okay.
Bride and groom?
Yes.
You're bride and groom?
Yes, sir.
Okay, a couple questions for you.
Yes, sir.
Apparently, supposedly, your food had cannabis inside of it when your guests eat it. Did you guys authorize that?
I have no idea.
I just need a yes or no, man. Did you guys authorize it for the catering company? To have cannabis placed in the food, edibles, whatever the case may be?
No, sir.
Okay.
We have people complaining of being sick and everything else, and
is it everybody, or is
that's
it?
A lot of people. There's at least 3 or 4 people right now.
Yeah. I just walked our daughter home and came back, and I saw all these trucks here, and I was like, everyone's like, "What's going on? What's going on?" Some people said a couple of people weren't feeling well or something like that, but
well, the way that we're getting it is that people think that the food was laced with cannabis. Which is what we're trying to figure out. If it was, it was, but we're trying to figure out who placed that cannabis there.
Right.
Whether it was the caterers on their own accord, or if it was with their permission, or what happened.
It could have been. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. People here are, consume marijuana. I mean, it's. I think people probably had. If I wouldn't be surprised if people had like their own edibles, but as far as
people had their own personal and they're ingesting it, that's one thing.
That's what I'm kind of.
But if somebody put it in the food for everybody, including minors or whatever the case might be, then that's where the problem kind of lies.
Absolutely.
So if you don't mind, I know you might not have your wallet on you, but
think I do, sir.
If you can get your ID for us at some point,
yes,
that'd
absolutely.
be great.
Here's a really weird one for you. This body cam footage shows police talking to a bride and groom in Florida after multiple people at their wedding became ill. The culprit? Cannabis-laced food. In total, around 50 people at the event fell ill, with some claiming they felt like they were having heart attacks. The police start by talking to the caterers, who point them out to the bride and groom. It seems the groom has nothing to do with it, and it's possible that he might be telling the truth.
Yeah, fire department's seen about 3 more people up at the entrance that aren't feeling good, so everyone's,
Seriously?
yeah. Might be transporting a couple more people to the hospital because of this.
Yeah.
So.
Is there any food inside at all? Was there any food taken from here?
No.
His new bride, however, was later arrested alongside one of the caterers for spiking the food.
My boyfriend had me up by the throat by a knife. And I was just driving and I was
let me just check with you. You were in Belfast for tonight.
No, I was coming home.
But where are you coming home from?
Belfast.
Yes, so you were in Belfast tonight. But were you coming home from Belfast? And you've dropped friends off?
Yeah.
And you've brought them all the way from Belfast to here?
They're already all off in Lisbon.
So you, but how did you end up in Londonderry?
No, because I'm going home to Killala.
I know, but that wouldn't be your way home.
Babes, I don't know the way home.
I know.
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to stick to the same route. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry.
You've gone away there.
You nearly killed me. I just want to go to Lisbon on the M1.
I know you've come the wrong way. You've come miles out of the wrong way. Miles out of the wrong way.
Though this one has terrible implications because the woman drove under the influence, it's hard not to laugh at the sheer Irishness of the situation. This woman is clearly wrecked, and, as the arresting officer says, she has driven from Belfast, Northern Ireland, all the way to the other side of the country without even realizing it. She tries to defend herself as best as she can, but she's smoking an unlit cigarette backwards and was driving on the wrong side of the road. She even hit a poor guy, which she doesn't even remember happening.
Why did I crash?
No, don't move your car.
Not her, that car there.
Did I crash me?
Dragged me up the bypass, hanging off the bonnet.
What do you mean drag?
You drove off, you hit the back of our car and then you drove off.
What do you mean? No, what do you mean?
You dragged me down the bypass.
What do you mean dragged?
Because you came behind me, got out of the car to see what happened, and you drove off with me hanging off the bonnet, and then you threw me into the potential reservation.
Can I talk to you? So I got out of the car.
No, you was in the car.
What?
You was in the car.
Into the back of them. You drove into the back. He got out of the car to see what happened.
Right.
And you drove off, and he was trying to stop you at the car. But you dragged him across the road and put him in there.
You dragged me
I dragged you.
Off the car.
Joking. Why, where were you at?
He was out of the car to see what had happened.
Oh my god, man. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, man. Oh my god.
Just be honest now, because they're going to know.
They're going to breathalyze you.
I haven't had that much.
How much have you had?
No, I have had 2 vodkas since 5 o'clock this morning.
2?
Oh no, 5 o'clock this evening.
2 vodkas.
2 vodkas.
She claims she's only had 2 vodkas, but I guess she's referring to the bottles.
$9 million. We have $60, $70 million pledge. You mean you think it's cheaper to leave it there so they can have it than it is to fill it up with a half a tank of gas and fly it into Pakistan or fly it back to our country? You think, yes, sir, we think it's cheaper, sir. That's when I realized it was a...
I'm sorry.
We've already stated how wedding crashers can be a real problem. Well, imagine if the person who crashed your wedding was no less than the President of the United States. Well, at this time, he was the ex-president, and in his defense, they were having their reception at his club in Florida. But did he really have to take the mic and start blabbing about politics for 20 minutes or so? Of course, if you're having your wedding at Mar-a-Lago, you're probably thrilled to have Trump stop by.
I'll tell you what, though, I got to know. Look, we defeated ISIS 100%.
What is it with weddings and fireworks? It's like people forget that wedding venues are full of flowers, lace, and other nonsense that can go up in flames in seconds. In this case, that's exactly what happens. The best part of this is that one of the guests actually tries to throw water on the fire. Well, that and the fact that the person filming is laughing about the fact that they're all suddenly caught in a literal death trap. Look at it this way, at least everyone left in an orderly fashion for once. let's be honest, these women really want to get married. Tossing the bouquet is a tradition across cultures, and these girls are eagerly waiting their chances to catch it. However, things quickly get physical when the time comes to make the grab. At first, it seems like it's all in good fun. Then, out of nowhere, the two women in the background decide to escalate the situation. Maybe someone should just propose to all of them. When making a list of people you absolutely do not want showing up at your wedding reception, your secret girlfriend is probably at the top. And what an entrance she makes. She just strolls right in past the bride and immediately starts fighting with the groom. In fact, it's kind of hard to tell if she's attacking him at first or just trying to make out with him. Either way, it's quite the scene. I hope you enjoyed a very happy 1 hour of marriage. If you watch enough internet compilation videos, you know that there's something about people filming themselves in cars that puts you on edge. These folks are on their way from a wedding celebration and have created a small convoy to drive through the local tunnel. It's all honking and selfies at first, until they remember that alcohol and driving do not mix very well. The aftermath is pretty insane, with people hopping from car to car in an effort to avoid fault. Too bad it's all caught on camera. You really have to feel bad for anyone else who was driving through that tunnel. Here's another uninvited wedding guest showing up to cause some serious drama. In this case, the groom hasn't done anything wrong, as this is his ex-girlfriend. Her entry is one for the record books though. In fact, the sheer amount of screeching and yelling is pretty impressive, especially when she attempts to go for the bride. Believe it or not, that's actually Spanish that she's speaking. I guess she wasn't over the breakup yet. This video almost has too much going on to actually explain, but we're going to do our best. The guy in gray, that's the groom. The guy in the black that he's kissing, yeah, that's not the other groom. The bride is the little person in the foreground who's watching in horror as her new husband makes out with another man. It's not like that was just some little peck on the cheek either. He really went for it. It's going to be a really awkward honeymoon. while we're on the subject of awkward, how about this lovely church wedding that's suddenly interrupted by a shirtless man? It's hard to figure out exactly why there are shades placed behind the altar, but this mentally unwell man certainly figured out a way to make a grand entrance. Luckily, the family was well aware of the man's disability, so as shocking as it was, it didn't actually ruin the wedding. Wonder if he'll put on his shirt for the reception.
Let's continue to pray, please. Our Father, we just pause right now in your presence.
Okay, I guarantee this will be one of the wildest videos you see in this compilation. It comes to us from Pistoia in Italy. As you can see, it's just a group of people doing some relatively normal singing and dancing. Then, all of a sudden, the entire dance floor collapses. In all, around 35 people ended up going through the floor. Though there were injuries, none of them were life-threatening. Maybe a centuries-old rectory isn't the best place for an EDM party.
You take this man to be your wedded husband. But do you earnestly promise before God and these witnesses that you will love her, love him, comfort him, honor, and obey him?
Really, Anthony? You gonna act like you don't know me? What, you didn't take your psych meds today?
And
after you got it on my eye? And I got your baby here?
All the duty.
Anthony, I know you hear me.
We've seen what happens when a secret boyfriend or girlfriend shows up at the reception. In this case, we have a pregnant woman showing up to heckle the groom during the actual ceremony.
You better get out of my mama's wedding. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? What's wrong with her?
It's amazing that someone managed to wait a whole 10 seconds before they went rushing after the woman, who, if what she's saying is true, has a pretty legitimate grievance. One thing is for sure, I wouldn't want to be Anthony on the day this footage was taken.
You're good. Hey, get on the ground. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. 10-12. What's your name, man?
It's possible that every single clip from the state so far has taken place in Florida. It's hardly surprising if you know anything about it. This clip shows how bad things can get when the cops show up at your wedding reception. The footage starts with police arriving at the scene of the reception to find people running and screaming from the venue. He then encounters a shirtless man whom he points a taser at. Apparently, this man had just attacked multiple wedding attendees, including the bride herself.
Hey, go back over there. What?
Come on.
Sit up here,
He's quickly detained, but that's not where the drama stops. The bride quickly states that she wants to press charges, but the man's mom quickly enters the fray to start arguing with both him and the police.
Just hang over there. We'll talk to all you guys.
Can I get my keys?
Yeah, wait a second. I'll get them.
Stop acting retarded. Man, that don't even make sense what you did. You just acted retarded for nothing.
Get away from me, sir.
No.
Do me a favor.
I'm
Do me a
being
favor.
wrong.
Hey, get away. Get away.
No.
Do me a favor. Get away, sir.
No, you need to stop acting silly. Your sister and when they did.
I was
Thank you. Hey, calm down. Calm down. What's up? Hey, back over there.
Only you bitches that have me balling out.
Hey, chill. Hey, my man, chill for me, okay? Chill for me. Just be cool. Just be cool. Hey, can you take mom over there?
Believe it or not, this man is the brother of the bride. Suddenly, what was standard drama escalates into family drama.
Please, I'm going to ask you guys to go over here.
Shut the f*** up! Now!
Away! I will have everyone. We are going.
No, get a new tenant out here. You don't curse at me.
No, I am.
You don't curse at me. Okay, come on. Talk to me like that. Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me. Please, I'm the mama. Talk to me.
Listen, this is your day, right? I am trying to help you guys.
But you don't curse at me like that.
Because no one else
you
is
don't curse
listening.
at me like that. Where is a lieutenant?
Fine, stop.
Where is the lieutenant?
Stop. He's not here.
Oh, give me the phone. Let me dial 911. No.
Do not call
Don't tell me
911.
what to do.
I'm telling you right now, do not call 911.
Give me my phone. But you don't have to talk to her like that. I'm asking to speak to a lieutenant. You can't refuse me
I
that.
am trying to tell you to ask your friends to come back here so they don't go to jail. Because that lady has put hands on.
You don't curse at me.
That lady.
I didn't curse you.
That lady.
I didn't curse you. You gotta kill me. You.
It's
You
on.
gonna get in my face like that? Get the f out my face.
Listen.
Get the f out my face.
You gotta separate everybody.
Oh, we're not
I got you, but we're having a big fight.
That's my best friend. You need to get out. Talk to me.
Come over here. I understand.
I don't want him
Ma'am,
on my child.
I understand.
That's my child right there.
Ma'am, come over here. Come over here.
Over here, my children.
I understand. We need to de-escalate
Both of
this.
my children.
We need to
That's the one
de-escalate
that's taking the
this.
shit right now.
Okay, we need to de-escalate this.
Crazy.
Stay here.
It's crazy.
Okay, relax.
Caught up in the drama, the police lose their tempers next, escalating the situation to the point of almost causing a riot.
We'll talk to you in a second, all right? We're gonna calm them down first, and then we'll figure out what's going on.
Yeah, I got them. They both are here, my man. I can't right now. Just give us a second to work through some stuff, okay?
I'm gonna be quiet. This is my sister. I'm gonna tell you whatever. This is my sister. She getting married. Me and her boyfriend going through.
Okay.
And we arguing and whatever.
I got you. Y'all been drinking, I'm guessing?
Hell, I ain't gonna lie to you, yeah.
All right, bro. How about this? Just take a seat real quick for me. Hey, put your feet up. Like you can slide all the way back, okay?
Long story short, the wedding locked the doors to keep the violent son out, and the mom opened them and let him in. Looks like this couple should have eloped.
Okay, that's what I'm telling you. Because that lady hit me twice, and she hit him twice, right? So we need to settle this down before anyone goes to jail other than that man, okay?
It's so crazy.
If you're not down with Italian culture, you might not be familiar with Naples. Let's just say that there's a reason why The Sopranos is still a #1 show there, and leave it at that. The wedding starts off very beautifully, with dancing and singing aplenty. However, the camera soon pans over to reveal that there are some unexpected guests there. The police. Just like in the movies, the Italian police knew that a wedding would be the perfect place to catch members of organized crime unawares. It's actually a pretty smooth operation. Guess this happens often. Now, let's look at a video that shows the opposite of the spectrum. Here we are in Turkey, where a lovely bride and groom are enjoying their wedding reception with family and friends. However, things quickly take a turn. Apparently, terrorists had placed a car bomb in front of a police station across the street. When it went off, it sent glass and debris flying all over the innocent people at the reception. A total of 70 people were hurt in the blast, but the wedding attendees mostly escaped unscathed. Cows are considered sacred to Indian culture due to the religious and cultural significance in Hinduism, so you might understand why a bride and groom might want a cow involved in their wedding. Unfortunately, this particular steer seems to be a bit scared of all the noise and unfamiliar sights. After just a few seconds, it completely loses its mind. Not only does it toss the bride, but it stamps all over a bunch of the wedding attendees. It was a good idea, but maybe a statue would be safer next time. Sometimes, Mother Nature herself is the one who does the wedding crashing. In this case, it's crashing waves. You can already tell that some of the attendees at this beachside wedding reception are getting nervous looking at the massive waves coming in from the ocean. However, most of them choose to just go about their business. Finally, enough water makes it over the wall that it completely wrecks the entire setup, throwing tables and chairs virtually everywhere. It's a real shame because you know it wasn't cheap.
Oh my God.
Here's another one of those wedding what were they thinking moments. I get it, people like to make a cool entrance, and pulling into the venue on your motorcycle while pulling a wheelie would be pretty cool. The only problem is that the driver immediately loses control and drags his unlucky lady across the dirty cement floor. They both recover quickly, but she has got to be in some serious pain.
Взять законные мужья Степана. Степан, согласен ли ты взять законные жены Елизавету? Скрепите ваш союз кольцами.
Typically, the bachelor party is held before the wedding, right? From the looks of this guy, he did most of his drinking in the 10 minutes before the actual ceremony. You can't see the bride's face, but she must be absolutely mortified to have her new husband being held up by the best man.
Польця. Степан, помогите.
Как место называется?
Объявляю вас мужем и женой.
I don't know how the laws work here, but it's possible she's now legally married to the man in the windbreaker. If you watch closely, the guy on the right is nearly in as bad a shape as the groom. At first, this might look like a massive fight. However, it's actually an age-old custom. In Ethiopian culture, it's customary for the bride's family to refuse to let in the groom and his family members in to take the wife on the wedding day. As a result, you get scenes like this, without dozens of men attempting to hold back their new family members as they attempt to gain access to the bride. It looks like a lot of fun, to be honest. At least everyone involved is a good sport. It seems that people have an obsession with putting brides in crazier and crazier vehicles. In this case, she seems to be haphazardly hoisted up in some sort of construction cage. It's exactly the sort of video that makes you ask, what could possibly go wrong? As it turns out, the answer is everything. That fall looks pretty nasty, so we can only hope that this blushing bride didn't end up with a trip to the hospital. Hope the father doesn't mind pushing her down the aisle. To get this far into a video without an embarrassing wedding DJ moment is pretty much a miracle. Unfortunately, that's about to change. This sound guy clearly thinks he's picked out the classic "Here Comes the Bride" song, but instead it's a wild dance remix.
I'm in Miami,
The look on the bride's face when she realizes it's not a joke is priceless. Clearly, she was hoping for a more traditional wedding. Speaking of tradition, some cultures have wildly different traditions when it comes to celebrating weddings. And you know what? That's cool. However, if you keep an eye on the bride's face during this traditional dance performance, you might get the idea that she was hoping for something a bit tamer. mean, her husband and his friend were probably not going to complain, but it seems a lot less like a wedding reception and a lot more like a bachelor party. Maybe the guy who couldn't stand up was there. Hiring a wedding photographer can cost thousands of dollars. So imagine that you're about to walk down the aisle, they have the shot perfectly set up, and freaking Aunt Linda decides she wants to take her own picture of the bride. This poor photographer looks like he's about to have a heart attack, and to be frank, I don't blame him.
Buddy, and also as well, go slow. Give her a little dance, kids.
I don't know.
About to cue the music up, making memories. Hey, hold on, no, mama, step back. He gotta do a little dance. Yeah. There you go. I don't know what she went on tonight. Come on. All right, drop to the knees. Now use your teeth.
Okay, this one might require a little bit of explanation. You see, in some places, it's considered tradition to play certain games during the wedding reception. In this case, the groom is told to close his eyes and approach a person he thinks is the bride. Unfortunately, it's actually one of his male groomsmen.
No, use your teeth. There you go, you're cheating. There we go. No, use your teeth. There we go. Get that both things. There you go. Get your big on me. Let's go talk about right there. Yes, sir.
After starting off with an erotic dance, the groom quickly begins to take things really far. First, he decides to go for the garter belt and, as the DF requests, use his teeth to take it off. It's quite the performance already, but he's not done yet. Both of the guys did a pretty good job keeping it together at the end.
Roll Tide, man. Don't screw it up, bro. We don't screw up national championships, baby.
Here's another wholesome one here. If you don't know US sports, one of the biggest rivalries in the world of college football is between Alabama and Louisiana State University. Here, we have a very excited groom, the Alabama fan, getting ready to cut into his custom-made Alabama-themed wedding cake.
Hey, give me the first piece. Let's get rid of that.
Upon cutting it open, however, he realizes that his LSU fan wife has had the baker place her team's color inside. It's a cute trick, and his reaction is pretty priceless. The crowd chanting LSU at the end is literally the icing on the cake. some priests and ministers get a little bit big-headed when performing a wedding. For some reason, they start to think that the ceremony is actually about them and not the bride and groom. Here's a perfect example of a minister going off script in a way that seems to leave the bride and groom flummoxed. She's not exactly Beyonce, and the couple is barely able to keep it together while she wails like a banshee. Still, in the end, a memorable wedding means a lot of stories for the anniversaries later. Cheers to the happy couples.